Hi. Um, my my online gamer tag is Magic Koopa. That's MA91K00PA Magic Koopa. The time is 12:42 a.m. Friday, March 22nd, 2019, and this recording is being recorded for later use by me. And the whole purpose of this recording is to the whole purpose of this recording has many purposes. Okay. I don't usually do this, so as I get into the rhythm of the conversation, I guess the recording might sound a little bit better. This interruption of myself. So the purpose of this recording is to talk about some stuff that happened. You know, how it happened, why it happened, and what really happened. Okay, because there's multiple stories that are going on at the same time. Okay, so the time that I'm talking about, see, this is a repetitive story, but the specific time that I'm being, you know, I'm focusing on is gonna be between 2016. Yeah, 2016. Maybe 2015, but I'm pretty sure it's 2016. Yeah. In 2016, me and my son, one of his gamer tags is Outrunner 26. Okay, and I'm only mentioning that to be able to create markers to identify the moments, like the timeline of the story, right? Because together, me and my son, Outrunner 26, we're known as Plato 28. That's P, capital P, L, A, D, O, 28. Okay, that's our online gamer tag. As together, that was a project that we were working on. Okay, and it's still going on, but right now it's like on hold or hiatus because of certain situations that occur. Okay, so in 2016, maybe like around February, yeah, I think it was around February. I wasn't working a job at that time. I was unemployed, and I have been unemployed for a while. And the last time that I had like continuous employment was in 2010, and after that I was like time off, and then I'll go work, and then time off, I'll go work. But I wasn't doing it just because there was a purpose for it, and that's not important right now to the story. We'll talk about it later if we get back to it. If not, then at a later time. If this recording's purpose is used, then the story will continue. Alright, so in 2016, me and my son, we started the Plato 28 account for PSN or PlayStation, and we started YouTube because my son wanted to do YouTube, so we started YouTube and we got into it. And we started playing this game called Warhawk. It's an old game. It's from I think 2007, and we bought it, and I was actually looking for another game. I was looking for an Ace Combat game, which is like airplane games, like flying. They didn't have it, so the person there recommended that game, so we took it. I had never played online. Like, I hadn't ever played online. Like, I had played online, like in computers, like in the old school, like, Number Munchers and stuff like that. And then Deer Hunter, like online, that's online. But, and I hadn't ever played online against, people, multiplayer. So I got into it. That was really cool. And we got into the game Warhawk, Outrunner 26 got into it, and we were playing for a while, without having the YouTube channel going on, because we still didn't have the equipment. It's just something that kind of like, it was just a project that we kind of just like put together, like, I don't know, because I was trying to figure out something to generate income. Well, it's like, I'm gonna say babysitting, but they say that it's not babysitting, that it's kids, but I was babysitting. I'm getting high right now too. I'm smoking. The girl said that it was gelato, but the gelato one's not purple, but it looked good, so I got it anyway. Alright, so we started the account. We played probably till it was like around February or March that we bought the game. I hadn't ever played online, so I didn't know how to connect the game online or anything like that. So we bought the game, we took it home, man. We put it in the system, and then we found out that it was only online game. Like, I'm like, what? I hadn't never. See, like, the last games that I played was PlayStation 2, and then after that I had a PlayStation 3, but we only played like campaign games, like something Unleashed and stuff like that. So I didn't never really like, I really didn't ever hear about the multiplayer part of the games, to be honest. Besides that, I was working at that time, so I was working a job. That's the time. From the time that the game started to the time of this recording. Okay. The game started in 2007, and I stopped working on my continuous job in 2010. Okay. So after that, the story that I'm talking about starts in 2016. The only reason I'm talking about the years is because of the coincidences of the time the game was on, and certain parts of my personal life. Like, it's just kind of like weird. Like, okay, so like around March 2016, we tried out the game. We went into the game. There was nobody there, but I think maybe I just didn't connect it right, or okay, either I didn't connect it right, or there was nobody playing. But honestly, I think what happened is that I connected it, and someone, and then in their servers, and notifies them, and notify them that somebody logged into their game. So then like, oh look, yeah, somebody logged into this game. They haven't logged into this game for a long time because, I did a lot of research on that game, Warhawk. And supposedly the game ended in 2010. That game ended. The first time it ended was in 2010. And then Starhawk 2. Starhawk came out and it was supposed to be the second game. Okay, but supposedly that game had already ended. Okay, and that's only important because of the people involved in the situation. Alright? So then we tried out the game. The graphics were cool. They're kind of like Metal Gear Solid from PlayStation 2. So I was really into that game because I like that style of gameplay. The third-person shooter games. I think they're cool, but I think I'm thinking, based on the way that I did a lot of research and stuff, and they have a lot of issues with the engines that they use to maintain the frame rate for the character. So what they did is that by removing the character in first-person shooter games, they free up the space for the memory for that to be used for that, and it creates better gameplay for them. But their ultimate goal is to, they want to see the avatar there, but meanwhile, it gives them really, really decent games that a lot of people got into. So that's another topic. Okay, the person shooter games were the original games, and for that reason that I'm talking about, they jumped over to first person shooter games, and this is the reason why I think that I didn't ever hear about Warhawk, because it was a game that, it's a game that technically is still in beta, even though it came out. It technically is still in beta, even though it ended. Okay, because games like H1Z1 and Players Unknown, they've been in beta for like 10 years, 6 years, 7 years, maybe. Okay, even like games like Fortnite, supposedly they've been in beta for like a while, and it's like, what? It's like these games. It's like I didn't ever hear about these games. Where's all this stuff coming from? So like stuff like all these games coming out of, But then, like I said, up until 2010, I was working a continuous job, and I didn't have time to. I didn't even have time to watch TV, to be honest, at that time. So maybe that explains a lot for that time. For that. Okay. So in March 2016, we tried out the game. There was nobody there. We left it alone, and by that time, Already 26 was already playing. Like, he was already playing online. He was playing online as Play-Doh 28, because at that time, everybody started with online gaming. So we only had the Play-Doh 28 account at that time. Okay, but he was already playing games like Transformers and stuff like that, and he was already playing games like that. Since before that, but not online. We didn't, like I said, we didn't ever. During the time that I was working, at least I didn't ever look into that. Okay. And but that's why we had the PlayStation 3, because Already 26, he was a child. Probably like 3 or 4 years gaming already. He was gaming on Transformers on PlayStation 3. Nintendo Wii and all that. He played those games. He would pass them like most of the Transformers game. He passed them like in 3 to 4 hours, and he was like 4 or 5 at that time of age. So then we tried the game, there was nobody playing, we left it alone, and our runner 26 was playing Transformers as player 28, because at the time that's the only account that we had. So then around like January, March, April, May, like in May or June, we finally got the equipment to do the YouTube stuff, and we got started. But by that time that it took us, there was this YouTuber. There was a YouTuber guy that started YouTube. He had already done YouTube. Maybe like I had done research on him. He had done YouTube for like a year or 2 years before that, and then he stopped. Okay, but I guess coincidentally at the same time that he started again. But he started before we had our equipment, so he started like probably like 5 months before we started. And the YouTuber that I'm talking about, his name is Bloodcell47. Okay, so me and Outrunner 26, as Plato 28, we got into his videos because we were doing research for our channel, and we found out a bunch of different players that did gameplay, but he was the only one that was still he was the only one that was doing it at that time that we started. Okay, so we're like, well, cool, we have someone to kind of like try to see if we could like make a team, and for a little bit we kind of like we got into it. He would play every Wednesdays. Well, actually, when I started playing, he would play every Wednesdays. Okay, so this is where details are important. Okay, he would play every Wednesdays, and I would play sometimes, but I didn't know he had a YouTube at that time. Yeah, before May or June, I didn't know he had YouTube. Okay, from like May or June, that's when I started seeing that he had a YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, look at it. I told Outrunner 26, let's play it on. I'm like, oh, look at that guy. He has a YouTube channel. Let's try to talk to him. Let's try to see if we could, like, if we have a common ground to socialize with them to, for our benefit, for our channel, and for their benefit. Because, if we make a team of common, goals, then it's easier to get there to where we're going. But we were just starting off. We didn't have any subscribers or nothing, so we were going to play. Like my intention was not to use myself or my son as Outrunner 26, Plato 28. He didn't wanna be included in the concept itself. Like, he didn't want to be a game caster at that time. See, he just wanted to do recordings of the gameplay and eventually montages. But he didn't intend to actually, or at least not yet, and I really didn't either, because I really didn't intend for that. Okay. So we started playing with that person, Bloodcell47, on the game Warhawk, and we would meet up every Wednesday to play. And suppose he has a brother. His brother's account is Starhawk 08, and he would play there too. And they would talk on the microphone in their episodes, but not in the game. Like, Starhawk would talk in the game sometimes, but not all the time. But in their recordings, they would be talking. So that means that when they were recording, they were talking off of the game, but they were talking together. Okay, so that's why their episodes were catchy, because they would be like playing around and stuff. And Then they invited some other player that at that time was also starting YouTube. His name was GO2002. No, GO282002. I will call him Gatsubi. They will call him Geo. Like his YouTube channel is capital G, lowercase e, and a 0, Geo. Right? And see, the names are important because some of the names are gonna overlap as a person. Okay? So that Geo person, his name is Gatsubi. Which is the GE 2002. Okay? And that's the account that I play with that person the most. Like in the beginning. But on YouTube we had like discussions that were kind of negative because a lot of people on YouTube they hate play. Like they'll go on YouTube and do comments and be like, oh, you're trash, this and that, and they'll try to start something, and he was trying to start something with us, and I didn't want that because it wasn't only gonna be me, it was gonna be my son too. He's gonna be playing that account, and I wanted it to be to a certain code or a certain professionalism because this is something that's intended for something else later on, and it still is. So that the guy or the kid, he told me he's a kid. Like he's like 15, but I don't believe him. Okay, I don't believe that he's a kid. See, so at the same time they were playing with Bloodcell 47 and Starhawk 08. There's other characters that were there. There's one called Shadowhawk. There's one called Dead Star 81 or something like that. See, and so certain of those they stopped playing, but they didn't stop playing. They will go into alternate accounts. Okay, and that's important because that plays a major role in this story that I'm talking about, and this is a true story. Okay, it's a true story. It's a true story that happened, and the details are gonna be murky because nobody's gonna agree with the details that don't benefit them. Okay, but this is a detail of the way it happened, and this is the way it happened, and this is what it is. Okay? So I had an altercation with that Geo person on YouTube because of what I said, that he was trying to start something. So then he started telling me that he felt sorry for me. So then I told him back that he shouldn't be talking to me like that because what good does it do him to be trying to to talk trash? Or I'm telling him that I'm not interested in that kind of game. I'm just trying to do my stuff. And there's this other gamer called Snake Eyes 22 that he would kind of like text on YouTube also, and online. I came across him a couple times in the beginning. Right, and he seemed like he kind of like would be a cool person to text with. Okay, but then right here, Snake Eyes 22 and Geo, I think they're connected. Okay, I think they're brothers. Right, and because I don't know how long this recording is gonna be, and I don't know if people will hear this recording and they're gonna understand the details of how I put it together. So I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I think Snake Eyes 22 and Geo, or GO 2002, or GO 2 08 GE 2002. I think they're the brothers. Okay, they're brothers, and they've been playing the game for a long time. Okay, they're brothers, and they've been playing the game for a long time. And they have other accounts that they would play on before, like in the beginning. One of them's called, Desi, Desi Godfather, and another one called Monkey Boy 33, something like that. 8 gigs, Extreme 13, Extremist, Oh Bang Bang, Quinn, Nate. See, all those things that I just said. Those are alternate accounts of these two people that I'm talking about. Okay. See, one of the other accounts of one of the guys, which the one that I'm being specific, I'm talking about, is the one called the Desi one, or Super Ghost or something like that. I think he's the one that's Geo. Okay, GE and a 0. Okay, also known as GO2 08 E 2002. Okay, or Geo on YouTube. Okay, I think he's Dominic's 2122. See, I think it's him. And I had told. See, I created the gamer tag called Mustar. Okay, I created that account. I had the control. I typed in the name. I created the Moonstar piece, and someone else that was supposed to work with me was my wife, which is now my ex-wife. I had told her that gamer was supposed to be that gamer account was supposed to be reserved for a female for later use because the gamer tag was too feminine, and I had done one before that called Starlight 72, and I seen that based on the name it would get attention, so I'm like, oh, this name Starlight 72 is kind of like in between, it could be taken as male or female, so then since they don't know, they'll text us in a quick chat to see if we're a guy or a girl. And most of the people that are kids, some of them are kids, most of them are guys. Okay, most of the ones that are kids are still guys, and some of them are grown up guys. Okay, and there's females there, but the females that they online, they know that it's done to give themselves as female unless they're looking to date or to start something, because then some of them they get trolled off. Okay, so I had told my wife, she's my ex-wife now, but her name's Bertha. And I had told her that account was reserved for later on for somebody. Okay. Because I told her I was going to do something, but I wasn't specific to what I was going to do for that. Okay, but I told her I needed some help because I was trying to get into for the game. I was trying to get into a clan called Borg, because I had seen that they're in Warhawk. They're an old clan. They've been there for May, they started May in 2000, I was thinking 2008 or 2009. Okay, May 2010. Okay, that's when they started. When the game originally supposedly ended the first time, that clan started. So what I think is that clan became it became like people that like the game at that time, they still wanted to play, and they felt like, oh, this game's gonna end. So then they thought that they kept playing it as a group, then the game will keep going. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, and I'm pretty sure that's why that game lasted a long time. I'm pretty sure that's why that game lasted from 2007 to 2019, because it ended in January 29th, 2019. That's a long time. Okay, so that clan board started in 2010, and I had done research on it, and the leader is some person known as Davis, but based on the research I had done, he's not the original leader. Okay, so this is where it starts. See, because this is not stuff that is known openly. It's more something that you had to have been there at that time to know, or you had to have been in a circle, a group, circle community in that game at that time to overheard stuff and stuff like that. Okay, so mostly he's not the original leader. The original leader was his older brother. Okay, so and something like that, I start to think that somehow that the Dominic's guy, I know that he's at the same person. I know that they're the same person. Okay, but somehow I think that it is him. See, so if that is him, so that means that Davis is his younger brother, and that means that Davis is, Snake Eyes. Okay, because isn't the Snake Eyes called Snake Eyes 04, lowercase, all the name. And I asked Snake Eyes went to listen, and he said no. But earlier on in the game, he would play a lot, and then all of a sudden he stopped playing. But then he says that he had personal issues too, similar to mine. So I don't know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, or maybe it's one of those things that they were throwing it out there to me because they knew what was going on, and they didn't think that I knew what was going on. And I think I told it to in the jail. They would throw, they call it shade, like when they throw kind of like stuff at you, like conversation, to see if you react, to see if you know. Okay, so then they would throw shade at the Plato 28 account. Okay, but it happened more towards the end, towards this time, towards the end of 2018. Okay. So what happened is that I started playing with the. See, all this time, Britta was working. She was working at a job. She had started working at some company, and she was working, and I was staying at home. While I was staying, in the apartment, I was taking care of our son, and we were homeschooling him, and I was lecturing him, but not the way, not by the books. I was doing my own. Okay. And so during this time, Britta really didn't care for the game. She didn't really show interest in the game. Okay. She was doing her own things. She was working, and she's a cheater. She cheats. She's a cheater in a relationship. she cheated on me so many times with so many people. Like that's what I mean. I'm saying it, Bertha, she's a cheater. She cheated on me so many times with so many people, and that's the reason why, I was unemployed, because I think it was an unfair deal that I would be going to work, while she's over there, cheating. So I finally, in 2010, I finally say, you know what, kind of like that's it, you know. So in 2010, in 2010, it's kind of like everything, led towards that. Maybe everything just fell into place because it just did. But at that time, at the company that I was working, they started they liked the way I worked, but they were being cheap with me, and they started requesting too much. They started requesting too much of me that I didn't wanna do, because at that time, my son, he was a kid still, and I see that a lot of parents, they're working, they don't get to spend time with their kids. So I'm like, oh, F that, I'm gonna try and make it so that they do. So I did a plan that I'm not gonna talk about right now, because it's not part of this. But like I said, eventually if this recording's purpose, if this recording serves its purpose, then eventually the story will continue. So I'm like, oh, that's unfair, most parents, some of them I know, yeah, most of them, like I said, Bertha, she fucks around. She fucks around sexually. She fucks around with people, okay? Like I'm saying it, okay? She thinks that I don't know. She thinks that I didn't know, but I've always known it. It's just that, like I said, I wanted to be there for my son, and I would just kind of like, ignore it, because I had talks with her so many times, and one of the main conversations was that if she was gonna be doing that she needs to be playing like for reals. Okay, so if she's playing, that she's not playing to be stupid, to kind of like to taunt me. That she's doing it, when someone is cheating for reals, nobody notices. Nobody close to the situation is supposed to see it, because they're supposed to be doing a good job at hiding it. Okay, so I had a conversation with her. If she's gonna be cheating, that she better like keep it away from us, and that if she ever made it to the point where she made it so noticeable to me, then I would take it as she's throwing it at me because she wants me to do something about it, because she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to be discreet about it, because she's trying to cause, she's trying to cause a breakup. And I told her that, I was legally married to her, and being legally married to a woman, and it's a very unfair thing for men. Okay? Because women, I understand that this part of population, preserving humanity, I know it sounds stupid, I know it sounds like, oh yeah, he's just allowing people having sex to populate the earth, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But yeah, alright, I understand that people got, right, but that's why That's why they have the levels. That's why they have singles, and that's why they have couples. You know, the people that want to just fuck around, you know, that's why they need to stay single. The people that want to, you know, that don't want to, you know, that's why there's couples. See? And the issue between that is sometimes when there's couples, you know, that the singles like, then they try to break them up. See? But that's not what this story is about. See? Or at least not from my side. Maybe on her side, maybe that's that, but not from my point of view. From the point of view that this conversation is being told, it's not like that. Okay. Okay, so I had told her that if she wants to fuck around, that she's gonna go to work. Okay? That I'm not gonna be too bad going to work. You know, working with people that I don't like, working with something that I don't like. Well, she gets to fuck around. And I said, no. I'm like, you know, I was making, at that time, in 2006, yeah, 2006, I was making like $15 an hour, which is pretty good pay. I was like, probably like 20, I would say like 22 or 23 at that time. Okay, I was making $15 an hour. And I was just doing forklift work. So I think it was a bad, how do you say, a bad trade-off. Alright? So then, but, you know, it had its, you know, any job, you know, has its good things and has, you know, to work, okay? So, but I don't like being in those kind of situations. So then, like, that was unfair. So then I finally told her, like, you know, situations occurred that ended in me not being employed no more, and some of it has to do because, like I said, I wanted to stay home with my son, you know, to bond with him while he's a kid, because like right now, the age that he is, most kids, the teenage age, they don't want to spend time with their parents anymore. Well, I'm not saying they don't. They might, but at that time, you know, most kids, and they tend to follow the pattern of like this being portrayed on TV for them. Most kids at that time, they tend to be more like independent, right? So coming back to the timeline I'm talking about, like around maybe like I'm gonna say December 2016. At that time, I was already gaining a couple of subscribers for the Play 28 account. By that time, I was already 26. He didn't want to record no more for that game. He didn't want to record for any of the games because there's a lot of like hackers and modders, and one of the main ones was that Oh Bang Bang and Extreme 13, which I'm pretty sure is Geo and Snake Eyes. You know, and I'm pretty sure it's that Dominic's guy and Snake Eyes. Or another one of his accounts. I don't know what's another account. Okay? And I'm pretty sure that it's them. Okay? And I had known that since that time. Since 2016. I haven't known, since I was doing uploads, I have been doing a lot of like research on that game. And I was like, you know, following the timelines of the players, you know. And I started seeing that there was like, you know, I calculated there's at least like 20 players. 20 players in that game that like the cluster of original players that are still playing from the early days of that game, which is the board people. The most of the board people is at least a clan of 20. Okay, like I seen it as a full list last year. It was like 20. So what they do is that it's 20 of them that they're still playing. That maybe in 2010 the game didn't end for a while. So then they started playing on there's this thing called Hamachi. And it's a VPN. It's a VPN, program that they use for Minecraft. So I'm thinking that they started playing in 2010 when the game ended. They started playing on VPNs, and they kept playing for a while, and then eventually they brought the game back. So when they brought the game back, they jumped back into the regular servers, and that's when they came back as Borg. And those original people stayed together because they felt like they were because they had gone through all that, they felt like they were like a family or a team. Another theory that I have is that they're the developers. The 20 of them, they're the developers. Relatives or relatives of the developers. Okay. And the same one, I've seen videos of him talking smack with other people, and it's a Dominic's guy. It's him. See, I already knew that. I already knew that because I had seen a video of him, trash talking with other people on live cam, and it's him. And see, I didn't tell Bertha because I was telling her that she was getting involved with something that wasn't what she thought it was. Because what happened is that the Dominic's 2122 and Snake Eyes 22. See, the Dominic's 2122. I'm thinking that the corresponding board clan to that one is Snake Eyes 04. Okay, I think the Snake Eyes 04 and the Dominic's 2122 from board are the two people that are the main people that I'm talking about right here. Okay, and in this situation, I think they're the two modders of the game. They're known as Extremist 13 and Bang Bang, or Quinn and Nate. Okay, there's the two modders. Okay, there's two modders that are known throughout Warhawk. Anybody that has played that game long enough, they know who they are. They don't necessarily know who they are, but they've heard of them. They have a reputation in that game, and nobody in the game. A lot of people, that Desi person, he goes online and he talks back, and on YouTube too. And I seen what they did, like a long time ago, like in 2000, sometime in 2007, 2008. They were montaging videos, and they were trying to start a company on YouTube as montagers, and maybe it caught on, maybe it didn't, but maybe what happened is that at that time they ended the game, so then whatever hype they got for that, either it turned into something different or they just didn't continue it. Okay, or maybe they went through a situation like me, because if so that they're being told, so that Bertha was being told some of it, then they went through a similar situation. Okay. So what happened is that they were making this YouTube. They made this YouTube channel called Hawk Media M8, and it was supposed to be a community channel for all the montagers, like everybody that was montaging YouTube. Wow. And it was only them too. So what they were doing, they made 3 or 4 accounts, and they were doing like montages, and they put it up, they posted it, and nobody was doing that at the time. So since they're modders, they make these super like crazy gameplays that nobody could match unless they're cheating. Okay, so then what they did is that they put arbiters in the game to make sure that nobody could cheat that game, so that they limit the amount of people that will go into that game to record for YouTube. Okay, so what they do is that every time that a YouTuber person shows up to that game, or every time that a new person shows up to Warhawk, the servers get notified. They get notified, oh, kind of like a new gamer, has entered the battlefield or something like that. They get notified somehow. They get notified. So somebody at wherever the server is running, they become aware that somebody entered their game. Okay. So then they start monitoring that person. They check their IP number. They check their IP number to see who it is. What happens is that for the Playo28 account, they check the IP number, and when they check the IP number, the name that showed up for the account was Bertha. Her name showed up for the account. So then the Dominix2122, I had told her so many times that guy wasn't. I had told her that guy was a modder, but she didn't believe me. I told her he was a modder, and that he was reading her. He was reading her online information to figure her out, and at the same time, he was using Playo28 YouTube to see what to play because he thinks that it's her. Okay, the Dominix2122 guy, he thinks that Bertha is Playo28. Okay, I didn't tell Bertha that. Okay, I hinted at it, but I didn't tell her that. Okay, so he thought it was her. Okay, so what happened is that every time that a new player shows up, they check them out. They do a background check. They check who they are. Like I'm talking about like for reals. Like not just they go online and they check their stats for the game. I mean, they do a background check on the players, and they see who's playing their game because not a lot of people play that game no more. So they try to see if they can find a community of players that they like. So then, like I say, the Dominix2122. So and the Snake Eyes, what they do is that they scan, oh look at this guy, or this girl, and then they start trying to like group them up. So then, what happens is that the Playo28 account got attention because of the YouTube, because I was socializing with everybody at that time. I was trying to make it into something. So I was texting, everybody on that game. I was texting them like, hey, I wasn't going anywhere, this and that. My name's Playo28. I have a YouTube channel, and check it out. And stuff like that. It was in 2016. By that time, my son, we didn't say Nexus. He wasn't participating in that no more because of the modders. He lost interest in that game for that reason, and that's not. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm like, that sucks because I had told him that they're modders that he should just like, he could kind of ignore it and just will wait till they leave, but they don't leave. They take breaks and they go back. And since they're modding, the gameplay is easy for them, so then it takes them more time to get tired. So if they're gonna play an hour, then they'll play 2 hours because they can win you easier. So then that's the disadvantage of that. So then, the point is that as arbiters, they use that because they keep the game going. Okay, because there need to be people there so that like if someone shows up, there needs to be somebody to to combat. Okay, so I'm assuming that the Dominix2122 and Snake Eyes 22 that they're the leftover arbiters from the game from Sony. When Incognito got disbanded, I'm assuming that they were the leftover people they were the leftover developers that were still in that company. But then eventually they got fired too. Okay. So eventually they got fired, and I'm assuming in 2010 they got fired. Okay, because that was the last time that Incognito was officially had a thing, and then the story blends into Lightbox, but then in between the combination of Lightbox and Incognito, there's a murky area where it doesn't specify what was going on at that time. Okay, so during all that time, what happened is that Dominic 2122 and Snake Eyes 22 they got fired, and he got upset, and he took some of the equipment with him. Okay, so he took a bunch of modded PlayStations. He took a bunch of modded PlayStations with him, and later on he restarted the server, because since they worked there, he knew how to start the servers up again. So later on he restarted the servers, and the people that he had accumulated over the time, they brought him into as Borg. Okay, so then Davis had said that his older brother was the leader of that clan. See, but that clan didn't exist before that. See, it existed only as a couple of players, and only 3 or 4 players. So I'm like, oh, they were doing the same thing as us, It's a cluster, either brothers or family, mom and dad, and they're playing their accounts. And what happened is that when they got fired, they restarted the servers, and Dominic's 2122 and Snake Eyes 22. They feel like the game is theirs. They feel like the game is theirs. They feel like the game is theirs. Because they restarted the servers, they feel like the game. And who plays it is up to them. And what happened is that when I was playing as Player 28, and see, by the end of 2016, Nexus, my son, he stopped playing Warhawk. See? Like, he stopped playing Warhawk. He's a kid, so I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, for other kids that are doing that too, that's when they stop. They stop playing because it's frustrating. And I started seeing why, people like Bloodcell47, why he will only play once a week, because he will do the same thing. Because when we would play with him, the server would get knocked out too sometimes. So then that's what happened. Okay. So then what happened is that Desi person, or the Dominic guy, he started to hate Player 28 because he seen Player 28 as a threat to what he did. See, what he did was that as a Desi and the Monkey Boy, they did these super montages that nobody was gonna get to match or anything. So then at the end of the game's, lifespan, their accounts are gonna be the only game that we're gonna have, Warhawk gameplay, montages. And after the game ended, then they seen it like that was gonna happen, but then that was gonna take off, but then the game continued. So then when the game continued, then they didn't get that. They didn't get to. Did they get a benefit out of it? Did they get a benefit out of it? Okay. But they had to wait to 2019 to see the game end for that to pretty much the game kept going, and those videos have been kind of like on hold, even though they have a bunch of views. Technically they've been on hold for the ending of Warhawk, and No, it didn't happen in 2019. So every time that new YouTubers came to that game, they seen it as a threat to their legacy. See, because they have a bunch of videos hinting that they have a conspiracy to pretty much to to discourage gamers from playing that in YouTube. Okay, so what happened is that the Dominic's guy, he thought that Brenda was Pluto 28, and since she lied to him telling okay, she was single and she didn't have any kids, then he honestly thought that she was Pluto 28, but that she was really good at keeping it a secret to not say who she was, because by that time she had already taken over the Monster account. Okay, because as soon as I asked her to step into, see, I will play the Monster account, because like I said, she was busy working. No, she was busy working. She was busy fucking around at work. Okay, she was busy fucking around at work. She probably messed around with everybody at work. She probably messed around with everybody on the way to work, the bus. I'm not saying like on the way to work, but over the normal time that she's been working, I'm pretty sure that she's probably gone out with everybody on the bus that she was taking it. I'm pretty sure that's why she was complaining about taking the bus, because either she got tired of the same people, or people started making issues because people started catching on that, she was walking around with everybody. Okay. That's what I think. Okay. She fucked around with everybody at her job too, and at other jobs too. Okay. So what I think is that she started fucking around. She was fucking around at her job, and she was having issues with the people at work because she fucked around with them. Then I guess I'm guessing she broke up with some guy at work, and then he left the company, and at that time she was happy that she hated her job. And I remember that she was happy that she hated her job. So that at that time, coincidentally, see, this is where it gets interesting, because at that time that's when I had told her that I was gonna try to get into the Borg, but that I wasn't gonna get into Borg as a guy because I think that they have some girls in there, like they're gonna let. And it's just that guys go in there, the guys gonna make really challenging for them. For the guys to get in there, they're gonna be like, they have to be like cheater status, like to play, because since they're cheaters, most of the Borg people are modders and developers. Then they know how if somebody wants to get on, they'll challenge them to a maximum challenge you gotta win them to get into the clan, so they go back a mod. So then what happened is that like, I'm gonna get Bertha to talk on the microphone as Moonstar, and that way they'll see that it's a girl, and they'll let me get into the game. And then as Moonstar, then I'll talk in the other accounts into the clan, and then eventually since she wasn't playing that game, it didn't matter. So then what happened is that when she stepped in for the voice of the Moonstar account, the Dominic's guy, he heard that it was a girl. He's a Desi person, and he's like, this person, the Moonstar one, he read the IP number, and he seen get an IP number of the Moonstar with the same IP number as Plato 28. So he's like, this Moonstar person is Plato 28, and it's a girl. So he's seen the potential to pretty much to stop the Plato 28 YouTube account. See, because he managed to get her to erase Moonstar. He managed to get her to erase the Moonstar account. See, so right here at this point, the story has two versions that are happening at the same time. And I'm gonna separate the conversation so that if it gets confusing, they can just focus on that conversation.